All right, here we are back again. Ow, that hurt. All right, so today is one of them days. So it's called the art of showing up, and there's a reason behind that. Because most people tend to not show up for themselves. And the art of showing up is something that is very key, very vital to actually accomplishing things. And when it comes down to it, as you can see, we are on the laptop. And the reason behind that is because I didn't have time today to actually mess around with the screen or the computer to figure out the whole YouTube issue. The issue that we were facing was both screens weren't working, so I had to solve that first. Got that solved, but as you can see, it's a mirror of what is going on the other screen. So that's kind of fun because it shouldn't be doing that. It should be two separate screens. Anywho, so the art of showing up. Before we get into it, let's hear our classic sealed up meditations. It's like, should I just keep it sealed up forever and never actually open up the book and then just get another copy to open up? Because this thing is just like pristine, I guess. All right. If someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake in any thought or action, I shall gladly change. I seek the truth, which never harmed anyone. The harm is to persist in one's own self deception and ignorance. And with that being said, I can guarantee you that am going to say some outlandish shit. You're probably going to be like, huh? Is that true? Well, I don't know. Look it up. Like I said, you find out for yourself, see if it's true. And in case I never say this, but I remember today, my name is Manuel Velasco, and I am per se a professional failure. And so I figured out my a proper I've had a I help statement, but I figured out a proper I help statement. And so let's go through it because I really have to go through all of the social medias to like really rid myself of this problem of not having my I help statement there. So it goes. I help people unlock their full potential across the five key realms of life: relationships, health, mind, spirit, and wealth, so they can thrive in every dimension. And one of the first dimensions, right, is the mind. And so, right here, we have the art of showing up. And the reason why that's important, it's all a mind game. The reason why you wake up and you go do what you do, whether that's work, whether that's, go with family, whether that's, work out is your first thing in the morning, maybe you read a book and first thing in the morning. The reason why you do that is because of the mind. The mind tells you, hey, we're showing up to this today, or we're not. We're showing up to stay in the bed today. And that's an interesting, point is that when we show up, it's a skill. So showing up to the gym, for the example, I practice this art of showing up to the gym because, motivation is great, but it lasts so long. It's very short term. Discipline lasts a lot longer, and systems provide you with the sequences to make sure that you never fall off, right? And so, one of the parts of the system is the art of showing up. And if you can consistently show up every day, then that's going to be the true unlock for you to show up in all facets of life. And so the reason why I love the gym so much is because whether you have a home gym, you go to the gym, whatever have you, right? And so I practiced this art of showing up. Back in the day, I was 293 pounds. I am a lot less than that now. And so um, when I was going to the gym, I just practiced the art of showing up because I've been to the gym before. I've been super fit, crazy, lifting, 400-pound deadlift is what I got up to. And I really wasn't training for any of that stuff. I was just like going through the motions and I was like, oh, I'm with my buddies. Let me try deadlifting. And then so 405 was, where I was at. 225 or 245 was my untested max, if you will, because I never really actually went all out. And so um, the art of showing up in the gym. So I was 200, almost 300 pounds. And the way I started the gym again is because what I realized is, so when I was really fit, The gym is what motivated me at the time because the way the gym was set up, everything like the way they had the machines and stuff going on, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. This is a vibe right here. And then after that, I moved. Not necessarily something that I wanted to do. It's just something that happened. So when I moved and I went to this other gym was trash. I was like, oh, this is not motivating me, right? And so eventually fell off and then eventually went back to the gym, right? And when I went back to the gym, I didn't practice the art showing up. I just like pop my head in every little bit once in a while and then gone. And then eventually I was one of those people who was paying for a membership and never actually used the membership. And so the next time, the next set of series, I was by myself. I had to, show up myself, no friends, no family to go with me, right? And so I was like, okay, I'm showing up only for 15 minutes. I'm going there 15 minutes and I'm bouncing, right? And so that's exactly what I did. No matter if I wanted to do like everything and anything else, I was like, no, I'm doing 15 minutes of cardio. And once I'm done with that, I'm gone, right? That was week one. Week two, I was like, okay, let's add one more machine, right? And that was an ab machine. So I would do my 15 minutes of cardio, hit that ab machine, whoo, I'm out the door again. Like I wanted to do more, but I forced myself to just dip out the door. Okay. And then eventually I built up a whole workout routine because I kept going week by week like that. And it's still the baseline why I kept it as is like I'm only here for the 15 minutes of cardio. That's it. Everything else that I do is extra. And so that's the way I looked at it. And now because I was doing the 15 minutes, it's like, okay, boom, I did my workout. And then I go and do that extra machine, right? And I was like, wow, I did a bonus. And then of course, after that, that's my warm up and I go into the full exercise. And so because of that art of showing up, I was able to lose 40 pounds, 40, 50 pounds. And that all happened only because of the consistency factor because I built the system to just like go there, show up for 15 minutes, bounce. And that was the first thing. And then it created that fear of missing out, that FOMO, where I was like, but I'm missing out on more. I want to do more exercises. But I forced myself not to do those more exercises. So it made me want to do it more. And now today, for example, I'm practicing that art of showing up more than other days. Because right now, my body is like going crazy. My back hurts, my knee hurts, like everything is pretty rough today. And so I really, to be honest, I don't want to show up. But this is the art of showing up, right? And so I have to be disciplined enough to make sure that I said I was going to be here at 8 p.m. every single day. So I'm going to be here at 8 p.m. every single day so I could give you value. And so there was like my brain wasn't functioning while I said I set it up to be something else. And then the art showing up came up maybe 15 minutes before this happened. And I was like, that's perfect because today is one of those days that I'm really practicing this hard. And so, with that being said, I'm here to show up and always provide value. That's my thing. Like even just because I showed up here, my mood changed. Like I'm feeling a lot better than what I was before, and that's because I am actually accomplishing something that I said I would, and so I'm showing up for myself, not for anybody like watching this, not for anybody here. I'm showing up for myself, and that's the most important part, because the game is it's like if you do it for yourself, then it'll become lasting. But if you do it for somebody else, it's not gonna last. Imagine it's like, okay, babe, I'm a work out and get into shape just for you. And then let's say I get into shape, I get ripped, I get abs, all that stuff. Let's say, God forbid, we part ways, and something happens. And then it's like, well, the reason why I was working out was literally just for this person. And now my motivation is gone. Like the reason why I'm doing this is gone because I chose an outside factor. I didn't choose an inside factor. So that's the biggest issue is most people are choosing outside circumstances. I'm doing this, for and those things are they're motivation, no doubt. Do it for your kids, do it for your wife, do it for your family, do it for your parents, right? And that's good. At the same time, that only lasts a little bit. right? It's like when you hear that motivational speech, you probably get up and you're like, "Woo! Oh my God, that was fire! Yeah, I'm about to make me $100 million, or I'm about to go ahead and become the best whatever alive." And but then it's like, okay, let's say January 1st it's like boom, everybody's motivated. They go to the gym, right? January 31st or February 1st, none of them are at the gym. Pretty much they all fall off. And why is that? It's because they use motivation as their source instead of using the discipline as their source. They were practicing the wrong thing, right? They were showing up doing their time. You don't show up and do your time because that's a job, right? You show up and you do it because that's what you want to do. That's what you love to do. If you do it with love, you will do it more. You will accomplish more, right? And it'll feel better, right? This right here, I'm not doing it with the feeling of like here we go again. I got click this button. All right, hey guys, I'm live again. Oh, what a hassle. So I hope you guys love this video. And it's like if I show up like that, you're not gonna be here. You're not gonna love this video. You're gonna be like, oh my god, get rid of this guy. Like I'm tired of it. So you gotta show up the proper way, right? And there's an art to showing up, because if you show up and you're always negative, well, that's the wrong way to show up. You should show up with more positivity than negativity. And so that matters, because the what you put out is what you get. There's a universal law, it's a give and take, right? Giving and receiving. And so you gotta be good at giving and you gotta be good at receiving. You can't be good at one without the other. And so the art showing up is one part, right? The intention, the attitude behind how you show up is the other part, because that feeling is what carries everything. So if the feeling is off, well, shoot, that's a massive power that you're putting out, because there's so much power in your feeling. And so if you aren't careful about it, then that feeling will overrun it and control everything, because what you put out comes back to you 10 times. That's just how it is. And so you got to be good at both sides of the art. There's always a yin and a yang to it. And so for me, it's like this is most of the times when I do this, it's off the cuffs. The only time that you really see me do this, structurally, is if I have per se a PowerPoint or something, a document to like walk through. But for the most part, if I don't have that, I'm just go do this straight up. Sometimes technology fails, as you've been a part of probably for the past videos. And when technology fails, what do I do? Am I supposed to like not show up anymore? Am I supposed to quit? That's why we have multiple different avenues to actually consistently show up. It's like, okay, yesterday, this computer right here was not doing what it was supposed to. It's working on live right now. It's their sound. But before, but for YouTube, there was no sound. And so it's like, instead of being like, you know what, type in the chat, hey, sorry guys, I can't show up today because technology is just not working and I gotta fix it, right? No, there's some type of avenue for me to show up again, to show up still, regardless of the fact that this technology isn't working. There's so many backups that we have in this world. So it's like, regardless of the fact, if I have to use this device, I will use it. If I have to use this laptop, well, as you know, I will use it. And so for me, it's like, okay, I had to build a system where I can show up regardless of the factor. I could be in the hospital bed, and it's like, hey, I have this laptop here. I'm sure the hospital has Wi-Fi. If not, we have a hotspot again. So redundancy, like we were talking about kind of the other day, when we were talking about tech stuff or cybersecurity stuff. And so it's like it allows me to show up no matter what. And so if I don't show up, that's on me. Like that's my bad, because I'm supposed to be the one who actually intentionally shows up for myself every day, because I can't count on you to show up for me. Like you're not going to be as invested in me as I am going to be invested in me. That's the thing. And so for most people, they're using outside circumstances to help them show up. And then what happens when that drops? Well, everything else falls. and that sucks because you built yourself up in a system that it's easily able to crumble. So it's like, for example, I realized after I went from 300 pounds and lost some weight, 40 50 pounds. I realized that shit, I'm depending on the gym. And like for me to go to the gym, it's a whole hassle. Mind you, the gym at the time where I lived, it was less than 2 miles away. But because of like how New York is structured, that shit would take me 15 minutes to 20 minutes to get to the damn fucking um, gym. And so because it took me that long, it was like, wow, this is 15, 20 minutes of wasted time. Right. So it's and then coming back from the gym, it's even longer because it's parking. Parking is a hassle where I used to live. And so because the parking was a hassle, then it could be literally from okay, we have 30 minutes to travel, let's say. Okay. The parking itself is another 30 minutes to maybe sometimes 3 hours. Who knows? It just depends on the day. It could be a really good day and you just in the car forever. And so that sucks. And what I realized is, okay, this is not going to work out for me. And so the next time I was like, okay, I need to create a home gym. And by creating the home gym, it means ultra consistency. And so it's like, okay, I could show up no matter what. Now the next iteration of that, which is I'm in the process of, which I could create a plan for sure to do that, but because of the way my body works, I have to make sure that I have shoulder injuries, I have back injuries, I have knee injuries. So and the knee and the shoulder injuries are stuff that I had throughout most of my workout career. Now this back stuff is yeah, it has some back stuff a little bit, but now it's real. So now I had to figure out how to work out in a different way that allows me to do it even with all these injuries. And so that's what I'm in the process of. And then when I create that calisthenics version of everything, it's like, okay, do you have yourself? Because if you have yourself, then you could show up. So like again, the redundancy factor. Okay, if we go to the gym, we could do it. Okay, we have a home gym, we could do it. Okay, the home gym's out. We traveling. Okay, I have my body. I could just do it with my body. And so having these three levels, then we're good to go. Just again, we have desktop, we have phone, we have this is another laptop, right? So even if this laptop shits the bed, we have this laptop. And so and then I have a third laptop, actually a fourth laptop too, but that's the one that I told you guys about that was hacked. So wouldn't use that fourth laptop ever, because that one's dead. But showing up and creating these systems and processes where it allows you to show up consistently is the key. Most people don't have that. Most people have habits. Most people have a to-do list, a checklist, but nobody really tells you to have a system. A system is so important because that system is what creates everything. And so it's like, when your birthday is, right? Off the top of your head, you probably just like thought about it and say, yeah, it's this date. Okay, well, the system should be that good too. It's like you already know, oh shoot, it's 8 o'clock. I need to be here on live. I know that already. Based on my system that I created, I know I have to show up on live every single day at 8 p.m. And it's very easy because all I have to do is click live. I don't even have to do anything, special. I have to click live and I could literally just on the spot create whatever it is I please. And so most people may not have that ability. But if you're able to just click live or make content, whatever you're into, if you could do it with less friction, the better. If everything's already set up for you, you'll be able to do it already very fast. It's like, okay, once I go into the spot, like once I go and sit down at this chair, microphone, camera's right there. But what if I had it all in a box? The microphone was in the box, the camera was in the box. Um, I had to reinstall the software. The computer shut down, and so it's like, okay, in order to just go on live, I have to do 50 steps just to be set up to click live. Well, that's a system for failure, basically. And so through my experience, I've learned that the simpler you make it, the easier you make it to just accomplish whatever it is, the better. Because I could just drop down right now and do 10 push-ups. And guess what? That those 10 push-ups are helping my body in some way, shape, or form because it's some type of exercise, right? And so dropping and doing push-ups, you can do anywhere. And I guess, let's not talk about it, let's be about it. So let's just hit the push-ups real quick and then we'll end this whole thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So even though with all the issues that I have, I still can do 10 push-ups very easily. And guess what? If you hear me and how I'm speaking, I'm not out of breath. And the reason why that is conditioning. So make sure you're showing up for yourself, putting yourself in the best circumstances where you can handle yourself in a way that allows you to accomplish things that are on your list to do. Because we all have a to-do list, every single one of us. And so it all depends on what it is that is your priority and how you're showing up to that. Make sure the intention is there because the intention matters behind everything. This is how much intention matters. Let me give you the example. So when and I'm probably going to start doing these lives where there's no PowerPoints, no documents or anything like that. For those, because it's easier to have it on the computer because that works. I'll probably go run it there, and then if you want access to it, you could click the link in the description box below, and I'll have it on the I learned it from the internet school community right there for you. So if you guys want access to any of the things that I talk about, any of the documents, I'm gonna just leave it in the community just to make it easier, so that this thing is just I just gotta put my face on it and to practice that showing up consistently part, right? So if I just have to click play, easier. If I don't have to worry about sharing my screen and having that fugly stuff happen, easier, right? Okay. When it comes down to it, life is about growing and developing yourself. So make sure you're taking one action that's developing yourself to become better. Are you listening to something that's making you better every day? Are you reading something that makes you better every day? Are you exercising? Maybe you could just go out and take a walk, right? Most of the times it's way more simpler than we really think. We overcomplicate things. This brain is so powerful, just like this phone's so powerful. But how is it some people make billions with this brain and some people make millions with this phone and some people do nothing with it? It's just because of how they show up. And so if you like this video and you like what I say, of course, you could like, comment, share, and subscribe. And you can follow me on all the other channels, Instagram, LinkedIn, on Twitter as well. I do have a TikTok, but kind of don't have access to it. So I'm probably going to make a new TikTok. So whenever that all happens, I'm sure you'll be able to reach me on all those platforms. And to get me personally and guiding you and you get more time with me and stuff like that, make sure you click the link in the description box below to join the school community. We have 3 different tiers. We have a $5 tier, so literally any of you could afford it. And at that $5 tier, you get so many resources as well. And then we have a $55 tier. If you know me, I like my fives. And that gives you access to the lives and so much more, right? And then we have a $5,000 tier, and that $5,000 tier has, man, a boatload of value. It's like probably multi five figures, if not, depending on how you view it, because it literally there's one course that thing could probably be worth $1 million on its own. There's another course that probably could be worth $1 million on its own. But because those numbers are too like big and out there, let's just call it 25K, right? Each one is probably worth 25K. And so you're getting this 50,000 bonus just on that one benefit. There's plenty more benefits just on that one benefit, right? But here's the other benefit. At any level, whether you're at the $5 level, the $55 level, or the $5,000 level, you're able to become an affiliate and just click your link to invite somebody else. And whether they choose the $5 version, the $55 version, or the $5,000 version, you get 50% commissions. So it's like basically I'm doing 50% of the work or 100% of the work, and you're doing nothing but sitting back and making some passive income. I don't like passive income because that doesn't exist, because you have to work to make a sale. But it's as passive as it could get because you don't have to fulfill anything. You just got to send somebody down the pipe chute. And so, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. This has been the art of showing up. Make sure you stay disciplined, keep yourself motivated. But remember, action leads to what you want, which is prosperity. So be abundant, and I'll see you guys on the next day, which is tomorrow at 8 p.m. See you soon. Peace.